back to We Watched Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and finally some fucking Halloween news!
I like that excitement.
We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. John Carpenter's back. Blumhouse owns it. Danny McBride's writing it. Danny Gordon Green's directing it. And finally, a little tidbit, while Danny McBride was out promoting Alien Covenant, he's actually apparently the main star of, which I fucking like a lot.
Yep,
I always liked Danny McBride. Deep into the night. Deeper and deeper.
Danny McBride kept saying this. It's not a rehash. It's not a reboot. It's not the same green panties that Michael Myers wears every film.
Yeah.
It's something new. It's something different.
Fresh.
It's going to knock your Downey socks off.
The choice of a new generation.
The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about with what he said is that it's not going to be a supernatural film at all. I want my Michael. It's my Michael.
It's my Michael, and I need it now.
I want my Michael. And he said, you know, the first one was extremely scary because the fact that somebody could be in the shadows while you're taking out the trash to fucking murder you is a lot more terrifying than the fact that this Frankenstein type of character just pursuing you that can't be killed. I can get where he's coming from, but again, we already explored this, and we said this before, we explored this with Rob Zombie. We did this kind of thing before. Rob Zombie's Halloween remake was good. It was a fresh new take. It had fresh blood in it.
The first one.
The first one, not the second one.
Not that second piece of shit.
Unicorns. But at the same time, I don't think it would take anything less or make it any less scary if he was a supernatural being. Yeah. Like, you could tell the whole fucking story and him seeming to be human.
Yeah.
And then when you shoot the fuck out of him and you blow him up, he's not going to die. Yeah. And he also is going to take out the fact that there's no sister. There's no sibling.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, and that's an opinion. You know, he said that he never thought that once it was revealed that Jamie Lee Curtis' character, what was it? Laurie and Michael were siblings, that it became less scary. I never felt less scared. I mean, the truth is, I never got scared of Halloween, really. Halloween was a great fucking movie to me. Halloween 1, amazing.
It never scared you?
No, it never scared me.
What?
It just didn't, because those kind of movies don't scare me. I just thought that Michael Myers was such a cool-ass fucking character, badass to the level of badassery that you can't get to many times, except with, like, maybe Jason. But I enjoyed the movie overall. I just never really got scared. But I can see how you could make that movie scary. But you got to remember, back when that movie was released, that was like the babysitter craze phase. Like, everybody was babysitting everybody, and like it was basically a babysitter killer story.
I think that's ultimately what ends up being the scariest part of it, Michael. Though, like, at first, the original movie is scary as shit to me because, I mean, if you just wash away everything that you know, you've never seen the Myers mask before. And this is why it's such a classic movie and why people love it so much. If you've never seen that mask and you don't know anything, and all of a sudden someone appears into the night before slashers wearing that fucking mask, because the mask is scary.
It's a William Shatner mask.
Wearing that mask, and they show up, it's fucking frightening as shit because you've never seen anything like it. So it started a genre. But now if you put anybody in a mask, it's going to have a little bit of less effect because of the original Halloween. So this is the thing. I agree with what he's saying to a point where Michael's not scary anymore because we've seen him.
Yeah, he's not.
He's like Darth Vader. He's like cookies. You know, he's not, but Darth Vader is. But that's the whole.
He's like a superhero.
It's the same idea. Yeah. So, and I like what he's saying. What he's saying makes perfect sense. I agree. The fucking honus being on. Let's put our dick on the table and let's try to actually be ballsy enough to try to scare people with Michael.
I know. No,
not make a good Myers film, but actually scare people.
And I appreciate that, and that's fine. I just don't like disregarding the legacy of Myers and the fact that it was his family that was the motivation for his killings. Because the idea behind, like, the Loomis character and all of them is the fact that he was obsessed with murdering all of his family. Yeah. For whatever fucking reason. We're not going to get into Thorn, and we're not getting into Halloween 6 and all the
runes!
And all the other bullshit that Paul Rudd tried to do.
Goddamn runes!
You know, Loomis, like, Dr. Loomis. We're not trying to do all that. I'm just saying that was what made it scary to me, if you had to put scary on it, was the fact that he was trying to kill his family for no fucking reason. There was no rhyme or reason to it. And also, I mean, I'm sure that people will disagree with this, but this is just my opinion. What made him scary was the fact that Michael Myers, the real Michael Myers to me, will always be a kid that was raised in a suburban neighborhood that looked like an up and coming kind of, you know. So, you know, they had money. They had money.
Yeah.
There was no problems. And for no fucking reason whatsoever, he snaps and murders his fucking sister.
Yes.
That to me is scary because, you know, you can kind of understand in Rob Zombie's Halloween, why a kid that's abused and verbally assaulted every fucking morning when he comes down for breakfast, like, take that goddamn mask off.
You kill all them worthless animals, boy.
That's like real faggoty shit to me, and that's what he said in the movie. So it's not we're not saying that, but that's what he says in the movie. But that you can understand the mentality of somebody like that becoming a murderer. I mean, we knew some guys in high school that acted like, that were fucking. It's like, this is what happens when you forget to take out the trash in my house.
We do live in Kentucky.
Cigarette burns on your arms. But this guy, but in the original Michael Myers script in the film, John Carpenter's vision, this kid had everything. He had a good home. He had good parents, seemingly. A good sister, and he just snapped for no reason.
And then you add the level that after he snaps for no reason, no one understands why. He won't talk to his therapist. He won't
for 15 years, Chef!
He stared at a wall for 15 fucking years and didn't eat or do anything. So clearly there's some origin of pure evil happening here. So I agree with you. What makes Michael scary to me is the fact that he had no reason to do what he did, and he's driven by it to no end.
I like that better. You know what? I don't, one of our favorite Halloween movies is Halloween 6. They did
because it's just a good movie.
It's cool. I mean,
it's just got good Michael Myers.
And they try to explain the best with Thorne and why he would do these things.
And they fucked that up.
Yeah, they did. But again, it was written by a fan, and they were lost after Halloween 5. They didn't know where to go, so they just turned to that. But the fact of the matter is that having Michael Myers being a mystery of why this guy would snap and this psychotic rage that drives him to a point where if you shoot him with bullets, like psychos, people that are really obsessed with an idea that are psychotic, like I said, they're not going to be stopped by bullets. Like you can shoot
fucking die.
If you shoot them in the fucking head, they'll die. But I'm saying if you keep shooting them, their adrenaline, this madness
for a while, but not for 6 fucking movies.
No, I'm just talking about in the movie. If in the first one you shoot him 6 times, Sheriff, and he doesn't die, well, it's because he's fucking psychotic. Like, it's just, he's psycho.
At first, but eventually you're going to bleed out and die.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
But then he got picked up by, Dr. Quinn. So.
But originally, and here was the original take, what we all thought was going to happen is the script was supposed to take place after Halloween 2. Now, they're shooting it this fall, which is another new thing, which is fucking awesome.
I love that. Yeah,
please, every step we get closer to it actually happening is such a huge relief with all the cancellations and stuff. But here's the thing. Originally, they were going to take it from Halloween 2. Now, upon his first words, what Danny McBride said was, I don't want to make him unstoppable and immortal. Wait. Here's the thing. If you take it from the second movie, that's impossible. Because by the end of the second movie,
he's been
blown up, which Loomis survived.
And shot like 6 times.
But Loomis survived it. He's been shot 6 times, but he was also shot in both eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
He was shot in both eyeballs. So you can't say that he is mortal, yet take it up after the second movie. But it seems like they changed their minds halfway through, because now what he's saying is, the biggest part of the news to me is the fact that he's saying, we're picking up the story from ... We're not going to tell you when. You're going to have to find out when you watch the movie.
It's going to be Season of the Witch. Michael Myers trying on different masks.
He's saying you're going to have to find out when you watch the movie what part of the story we're picking up from. So that's a mystery. Okay. We don't know. So is it going to take place halfway through the first one? The second one, we know he's not going to be immortal. And that is... Okay, let's hypothesize. Is that a problem?
Yeah. To me, that is a problem. But I can understand why he's doing it. I don't want to make Michael Myers human. I don't want to make him, a stranger's ripoff. I don't want to make him a Scream guy. I don't want to make him... it's fucking Michael Myers. He's immortal. Like, he's Jason. He's Freddy Krueger. I get what you're trying to do, and I think that is ballsy, and I think that you trying to do that's great. But at some point, you've got to realize Michael Myers is a legend. Michael Myers lives on no matter what, and you've got to stop. You don't want to make him a Saw guy. You don't want to make him somebody that's just going to take up the mask after he dies.
He'd be too easy to stop, right? Because at some point, you got a guy who he's not jiu-jitsu, he's not karate, he's not trained by the military. He was a little kid when he killed his sister, and now he's just a guy, and he doesn't even run. I know. So he'd be so easy to kill, right? He'd be too easy to kill.
It's the madness that drives. Yeah, you're right. And the supernatural element that's there is always driven the Michael Myers story, like why he can move so fast.
They're coming for him.
Michael!
At the end of the Halloween Return script that never came out.
That was great.
What they did was at the end of that movie, in the script, he wrote on the walls,
this town will never be safe.
This town will never be safe again. And what that did was really scary, because it freed the franchise. It said he doesn't have to chase family members now. We don't have to make somebody had a baby and the runes and this. it makes it less scary when only the people either are walking in his path, like if you step on a snake, you're fucked. Or if you're related to him, those are the only people who need to be scared about him. What that did was it made everyone everyone could get killed.
Everyone's a suspect.
Everyone's a suspect. He could be killed by anyone. But that aspect I like. When you take away the family, he could kill anyone. He just wants everyone to fucking die, and that makes him way scarier. So I like that part.
But in that script, he got fucked up. I mean, he already got electric. He was in an electric chair.
Right? No, I know. In that script, he wasn't. He was still immortal.
I liked it.
But
I liked it.
I'm just saying, just the family part, just the fact that they're taking away the Lori ties. I dig that.
I don't know.
I think it's good.
It's almost weird though if you take away the Lori tie because the Lori ties are. I mean, is that essential for Michael Myers to be what Michael Myers is?
It disregards the other movies.
That's that.
For this story, I don't care.
It did, but no, actually, in that script, it didn't say that Lori wasn't available. And that Lori hadn't gone through what she had gone through because it was 10 years. No,
I'm just saying, just from that point. Like they were basically saying Myers wants the whole town dead, not just his family, and that we even said it. That makes Michael scarier. That makes everyone possible.
I guess what I'm afraid of is that they're going to take Michael Myers in this movie, and look, if you give him no rhyme or reason to why he's doing what he's doing, if you give him no motivation to go and kill and do what he does, that's cool and that's scary. I get that. But if you say like he was abused or something, no, if you go to an orphanage or some bullshit, if there's some backstory like that, you're gonna fucking ruin it.
I don't think they're doing that though.
Well, I know. He's gonna take place after a certain movie, and he wants us all to guess. But what movie? I mean, it's either gonna be Halloween 1 or 2 because once you get to Halloween 4 and 5, he's definitely supernatural.
Maybe none of them. Maybe you don't know. Maybe they tell a story from point A.
It's obvious what movie he's taking it from, dude. I mean, it's Halloween 1. He gets shot 6 times and he falls off the banister, and Loomis is like, actually it was. That's obviously where it's going to.
I don't know that.
Because if he gets
shot, he could be redoing the whole thing.
No, just don't want to. It's possible, but I mean, if you're gonna, he doesn't want to make him supernatural. So maybe Myers didn't get shot. Maybe he only got hit a couple of times in the gut, and he was able to, Okay, I'm just going to tell you something, McBride. Friday the 13th did that same shit with Jason. Back in the day, when the remake came out, he became a woodsman. He just lived out in the fucking woods, and he survived or whatever. He wasn't supernatural. He was a big as shit. I kind of enjoyed it. Your tits are so juicy, bro. I kind of enjoyed it, but they did that before. They did that where he wasn't really super. He just lived off the land, and he knew the land, and he kind of like
he was supernatural, though. I mean,
towards the end. But like, the fact is, if you get Michael Myers. Like, how weird is that going to be for you guys? If Michael Myers, instead of 6 times that Loomis shot him, Loomis only hit him twice in the gut, and he's going to be in his house, like, digging out the bullets and then sewing himself up and putting medicine. I mean, I'm not worried because I think I appreciate what McBride is saying. I appreciate that he said he's a fan of the movie.
His intentions are good.
Yeah, his intentions are great. But, you got to think of studios. You got to think of other people getting involved. He's writing the script with another guy. It's not just his vision. And again, I just don't want a fucking remake of The Strangers or something. To me, Michael Myers will always be what I've always thought Michael Myers is, a supernatural being that, you can't stop him. And I get what McBride's saying. It's like, well, by the 4th movie or whatever, he's like, he's basically Frankenstein. You can't stop him. He just, he keeps going forward. And he's always wanting to say...
And I get what he's saying. That takes away suspense.
And it does. But, but the script that we reviewed, that film, that premise... actually could apply because he is supernatural, but he gives up on the fact that he's not all about his family now. He just wants to kill the fucking town. And he wants to murder everybody because his the rage or whatever controls him wants to have this happen.
They're wanting to do both, and here's what I think that they should do, and here's where I hope that he's heading. First, let me say this. For me, taking away the storyline absolutely makes sense. Making him not immortal, I'm scared of it. I love where their head's at. I love
this attitude of yours.
The number one thing that they're doing is their number one focus is we want to actually scare people with this movie, not just make a Halloween movie. We want to actually make a good horror movie again and actually scare people. And I love that. And I love that that's where their head's at. The best. The best.
The bestest.
Das Bestes. I love that. I don't think Michael Myers being unstoppable makes him less scary, but here's what I do think, here's what I think they should do. Take it back to the first movie, where you don't know. Like, he probably is. But the scariest thing about Michael Myers was A, he's this guy, he escaped from a mental institute, he's killing people for no reason whatsoever and wearing a fucking mask. And then all of a sudden, the scariest part of the original Halloween is when he gets stopped. Yeah. He's shot, and they look over the banister, and he's gone. The movie ends. Anybody could be a possible victim. He's loose in this town. Is he immortal? Is he bleeding out? No one knows. It's a giant fucking question mark.
I think that...
So, what I'm saying is, don't say he's not immortal, or don't say he's immortal, but don't say he's not either. Well, have it be a giant question mark. Have the audience not knowing. And if that's what they're doing, what he's saying is fucking ingenious.
But he's not doing it.
He is doing that.
No, he literally said he's not supernatural.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He said he's not scary.
No.
He said him being... Look, I'll pull it up here.
He says he's not immortal.
He says he does not say Michael Myers is not immortal.
Right here, like, look. He said
we're just trying to play with that. Make him real. Not make him real by giving him some crazy backstory.
No, that's the first article. That's the second article. Go to the first article.
He never ever says
he does.
He is absolutely immortal.
He says, look at where the Halloween franchise has gone. There's a lot of room for improvement. David and I are coming from... We as horror fans, we're humongous fans of John Carpenter and what he did with the original Halloween. So I think from watching this and being disappointed by other versions of this, which is good, I understand that. I think we're just trying to strip it down and take it back to what was good about the original. That's great. It was just very simple and just achieved that level of horror that wasn't corny. It wasn't turning Michael Myers
into some supernatural being that couldn't be killed. That stuff to me isn't scary. I want to be scared by something I think could really happen. He's not saying he's for sure. He's not saying it one way or the other.
He says
he's saying it's not scary to him.
I know, but it wasn't turning Michael Myers into some supernatural being that couldn't be killed.
They're not saying he is or isn't.
Well, they're basically saying that right there, and then he added, I think it's much more horrifying to be scared by someone standing in the shadows.
That's my point. They're not saying he absolutely is or isn't immortal. They're just playing the movie in front of the audience. Let the audience decide. And that's a great fucking idea.
And that's fine. And I look at it like this too. The fact that they want sequels off this, they're not going to just like kill Michael Myers off. And if you fuckers do this, if you fuckers do where you're going to be like, oh, well, somebody else will take the mask up and it's going to be like a Saw thing, you have fucked yourself bad. Like, I don't want them doing that with Michael Myers. Like, Michael Myers has always been his own entity. And to... I'm not saying that he's wrong, and I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying, like, I get what he's going for. I get exactly what he's going for. He wants the unknown and the around the corner, what's going to happen next kind of attitude while filming it. But at the same time, the most basic component of Michael Myers is the fact that he is unstoppable and he is a force of evil, and that is what Michael Myers has always been. Now, if you want to reboot the whole fucking movie, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But the fact is, Michael Myers will always be Michael Myers. It's not the Myers mask.
I don't think they're talking about having people take up his mantle.
I don't know, because I get scared of the fact that, because he's supernatural and couldn't be killed, it's not scary. And I get what he's saying with that too, but at the same time, look, they did this with Rob Zombie and it fucked up. Do you know what okay, so when Rob Zombie killed, basically, Halloween with Halloween 2, by making him as mortal as fuck and then his sister taking up the mask, that's Rob Zombie's vision. That was his idea, that the Michael Myers legacy would be passed down from one generation to the next. As dumb as that sounds, it makes me sick. That makes me pissed that somebody would think that's a good idea. And I don't think that's a terrible idea.
I don't think that's his idea at all. I think they want to make one. I think they want to make one really good movie. And like I said, that's the question of the day. What is y'all's prediction by what he means by this? Do you think they're literally going to make Michael Myers killable? Do you think they're going to kill Michael Myers? As we brought up that idea in a video a while back.
Yeah, we did.
We said that.
And I thought that was never going to happen.
Because John Carpenter he doesn't like sequels. He's sick of everybody else taking his vision. There's a good chance here, and we got to take that into consideration, that there's a good chance that they're all going to come together, try to make one really good fucking Halloween movie, and then kill Michael at the end of it. It's a possibility.
You can't do it.
And now even more so. But here's what I hope they do. Don't give him a backstory, which they haven't said they're going to. Make his motives unknown, as they should. He's just a blind, evil fucking force, and we don't know why he's doing what he's doing. Make it a question mark. Like, he's got stabbed. Is he going to come back? I don't know. That's what's so scary. But if you know for a fact that he's going to come back no matter what you do to him, then it's not scary. I get it.
We don't know. I mean, it's not saying, like, okay, again, that script review that we did, you know, they electrocuted his ass. I mean, we don't know what would have killed him. I mean, they said, well, not electrocuted, the lethal injection. He pumped the fucking poison out of his veins just by force alone, by will. I mean, it doesn't mean that he's supernatural. He's just like, fuck this.
But at that point, that story has already seen Michael Myers go through all the stuff he's gone through. So you know,
I know, but I, you know, maybe I'm a little bit more biased because that script was so fucking good. That script was amazing. Stripping it, like when he says, I think we're just trying to strip it down and take it back to what the original was. That's great and that's wonderful. Then just fucking remake it and make it something phenomenal.
I think maybe they are. They're just not saying.
Well, he said that it's going to take place after something else, and he's not going to tell us what it is. Like,
maybe they just don't want to call it a remake.
Look, I think it's ballsy. Like, you know, I mentioned the Danny McBride is ballsy with the guy, but I mean at the same time, like, you're kind of scared because you don't want you're scared because you don't want to disregard all the shit that's gone before Michael Myers and what has made Michael Myers,
right?
And you don't want to go out and do your own fucking
But it
story.
wouldn't be the first time either, because H2O did it. I mean, several Halloween movies have disregarded canon. And
it did disregard canon, but H2O still had its own back. It still had the back, you know, the fact that Laurie Strode and him were in the first one.
Right.
But the only one that's ever done it was Rob Zombie's Halloween. Like, they disregarded most of it.
Halloween Return script was going to disregard a lot of it.
You know, yeah, Halloween, and that was fine, but they kept some of it in play.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it came 10 years after, and that's fine. I'm just saying it's a very, very tricky road that McBride is on right now.
And I'm
very,
excited.
very tricky. And if he does it wrong, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be fucking absolute garbage. It'll be an H2O, or H2O. It'll be a Halloween 8 mixed with Halloween 2. It'll be a fucking terrible movie. If he does it right, it'll be the Halloween 1 kind of remake that we all wanted and catapult us into the future with Michael Myers. But
yeah.
I mean, it's a scary but exciting kind of presentation that he's given us.
I'm just excited as fuck because we're not only getting a new Halloween movie, but we're getting a new Halloween movie, and it's not a rush to production, Weinstein Brothers, let's just pump dollars in. You've got people here, Jason Blum, John Carpenter Green, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride. You've got people here, cornerstones, who care about the movie and are actually really trying hard. Their number one goal, it seems, is to make a great movie, and we haven't seen that in a horror slasher movie
in a long time.
In a long fucking time. So yeah. I think at the end of the day, whatever they do, it's going to ruffle some feathers. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be great.
I have hope for it.
I'm scared because it's so much change, Stephen.
I don't like it, Stephen. I don't like it, Scuba Steve. But look, you know, I'm going to give him a chance. I want to see what he does. I trust him more than fucking Rob Zombie. I'll tell you. I mean, right away, because I think that he gets the character. I think that he said that they were humongous horror fans with the growing up, and they loved Michael Myers. Yeah. But, you know, you got to tread lightly with what you're doing because you're also, the legacy that Michael Myers is, you got to think about the fans that have supported Michael Myers and supported that franchise for fucking years.
But you're looking at a broken timeline already.
You are, but it's a broken timeline, but there are things that you can do to fix that without having to reinvent the whole character.
Yeah.
So, you know, good luck to you, and I hope it's great. I think that McBride, you know, he's convinced me that he's going to have a good, solid focus on what he wants to do. Let's just hope that that pans out in the theater.
Question of the day. What do you guys think about all this news, obviously? All the stuff that we talked about. Please let us know what your thoughts are below. And aside from that, question of the day is gun to your head, knife to your throat. It's a better way of explaining it. Right now, you had to decide, based on what little you know.
Tell me.
Is this movie going to be great, or is it going to be shit? I go great. I think, again, the people involved actually care and aren't just trying to make a buck. That's more than we've seen in a fucking slasher franchise in a long time. I'm going great for sure. What do you think?
I abstain.
Nah.
I got away.
No, knife to your throat, bitch. You got to decide one way or the other.
I mean, I think it could be great. I'll say great.
Okay. Comment down below. Let us know what your fucking thoughts are. We love your goddamn faces! And we do lots of Michael Myers shit, so if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button and get some fucking wham up in you.
You keep that butcher knife sharp in the fucking jack-o'-lantern.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.